Hey kids, welcome back to the stream. Sorry I'm a minute or two late. Take a listen to this. It's got a very dark flavor to it. Okay. So I'm putting together an atmospheric track for the template pack, the collection of 10 tracks of 10 albums, or one album of 10 tracks. Now it gets weird. This texture, not so sure. If you're new to the channel, what I do is make Ableton Live tutorial packs, well, self-contained packs, and they're available to download. You can use them in your productions. I release the tracks on streaming services too. So this is the upcoming album. Mostly just make music every day. Okay. I think I must go up to a G there. Let's take this whole production and just give it a bit more time. So I'm going to give this whole piece is going to be an atmospheric drone, a down tempo kind of drone. And let's just give it 4 more bars there, or we could just extend this out. Yeah. Now I'm going to just cut it off where it's currently sitting there on the F sharp, and we're going to pitch it up a G. That's the point right there. Okay, cool. Let's shift that guy back over there and duplicate it, take it up a semitone. There it goes to that. So at that point there's a kind of a change in the moment. I like the strings, the wacky strings. I just feel like maybe we need to maybe cut some of the frequencies out, just to kind of give it a bit more of a... Let's just hear this again. Okay, I can see what's going on there, pre-delay and post-delay. There's a ringing, and it keeps ringing. It goes out of control, not ideal. So as long as decay is under feedback. It's going to clip now. Yeah. Let's keep the feedback down. This is very interesting territory, experimenting with feedback. I didn't intend to go in this direction, but it seems like that's what's happening. Okay, I'm going to remove this. Firstly, let's just cut this off so it doesn't kill everybody. I'm going to remove this second... Oh, no, it's still feeding back, eh? Oh, we've got some exploration to do on this device, I think. Okay, let's just give them 3 of these wacky string moments, one of them being, number 1, 2, and 3. So here we go, in isolation. Now there's no feedback. I want it to feedback. Let's try it again. 3, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so I'm going to control this feedback. I'm going to use this feedback. The modulation, the automation of that feedback must be dynamic. Okay, so let's try it like this. We'll take it up there and down there just before it starts to get catatonic, and then we'll do the same over here. We'll just bring it up, and we'll actually just do a complete cutoff over here. So I'm just noodling around with possibilities here for this feedback. I want to hear the whole passage now, just with the recently written automation. Please play. There we go. Feedback's growing. It's going to clip out. Almost. Okay, let's take that down. And there comes the second note. And this could go up. This could be higher by then, so we take it down to a low level. Just very fine tuning this now. And then we've got to bring it to this high point and then drop it before it gets to the 3rd string. Okay. And then we take it down before it gets out of hand. Alright, let's try that again. Some adjustments have been made. Let's just cut it, return it to default. Okay, here we go. Feedback growing. That's nice, it's growing at a nice rate. Now it's going to capitalize, it's going to double. It's too high. Very loud. And then it has to drop down. And it's the same note that's been fed back, so that's not ideal. Let's hear it in the mix, here we go. It's a little bit loud. So all of it could come down in level. Now there's a bit of feedback in the background here. And it should cut off here. Feedback is not doing enough there. Let's take it from the third one. That's it. That's the effect I was going for. And now we enter a new passage. Great. So there's a build up using feedback to create that sound. What I want to do though is just make sure that this doesn't get too out of hand. So I'm going to add a multi-band compressor. Actually, just a regular compressor is going to work. The regular compressor onto this, just to make sure it doesn't clip over any, high values and start to get offensive. So there we go. Let's set it to 8, so I can just brick wall the amount. And now it's just a matter of controlling the threshold, which will serve as a type of a volume knob. So let's just watch the level here on this feedback and make sure it doesn't go over a certain level. See there, just cuts it off, it squashes it. Okay, that's great. That's what we want. We want it to fit in, not to feel like it's peeking out of one ear. Very cool. I do like it. I wonder if there's any noise. The character is what I'm after here. Maybe a bit of, there's a noise factor. That's great. Let's add some noise. Take it from the beginning of the passage. Now, does the noise... I think that's better. Wobble? Does wobble work? Morph? Oh, there's actually a ducking there. I like this. It looks like we've lost the second... Oh, there it is actually feeding. Watch. This is going to get out of control. Okay, the second one can just come up a bit, and we've got the compressor in place as a safety measure, so we can just get make sure it doesn't peak out. Okay, great. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. There's no feedback happening now. What's up with that? It was on 45. Maybe we take the decay up. Where's all my feedback gone? There it is. Cool. You're looking at that, but now we just want it to come up and cut off the moment that note plays, so that's fine. We don't need this to be all locked into beats. There you go, some weird sounds happening here. And now it should climb to a sort of crescendo. Here we go. We're at this point here, and there we go. I think something about adding this noise character changed it, but anyway, let's just take those values down a little bit. Okay, and I'm just going to leave that as it is. It's a nice moment, but I'm not going to spend the whole hour of my time on it. Cool, that was cool. Now, we've got a bit of feedback happening in the background. We're working towards a moment where it changes into a different key. This pad needs to come up a bit. Could EQ it. This feedback's not working so much anymore. Unfortunately, I did a bunch of good work on it, but it didn't work. Okay. Just gonna boost up those highs a little bit, and then because this is a pad, we don't want it to eat too much into the space by the bass, so we're gonna just cut off the lows there. I'm gonna use a strict filter. That's what I want, that type of thing. To go back through the entire set and actually just EQ and mix it properly, but I wonder why my strings aren't feeding back. I do want it to feel better than that. That doesn't feel very nice. And this is very much about feeling, isn't it? Let's take it back. This track's only like 1 minute 40. I need to wrap it up this time, this hour, and then move on to the next thing. How did this thing go so wrong, man? I had this whole kiff feedback thing happening, and it just went, it disappeared. It's not the, is it the output? Try it again. So this has really gone sideways, eh? Okay, off with the echo. That's the sound I was going for, and then unfortunately echo seems to have destroyed that somewhat. Needs to go to a separate, the dry wet needs to be a little bit more controlled. Let's take it to, let's unmap that from there, and we're going to take it back. So now it's mostly strings and some feedback. It should work. Alright, cool, let's just carry on forwards and that's it, yeah. Good. All right. Okay. Don't have too much time to deal with all that, so maybe I'm going to just switch over to piano here. At this point, let's just get a bit of juice on this piano. Stuff that doesn't suit this vibe. Okay, let's just get on top of this. Firstly, this echo is not welcome. When we drop into this bass, we need something else. I mean, that on its own is not bad. I don't like the idea of tracks that have 3 parts in them. For underscore and soundtrack, it doesn't work. So what I'm going to do is add an intro to this by extending out what we have already and then just kind of working it into a more subtle state. So here we go, open these guys up and we should have a bass sound playing. The reason it's not is because it's not quantized, so I have to get that guy. So we get to G here and then okay, good. We're going to start it on the G and just maybe with a high suspense note. You know, the high string note always serves as a G, as a teaser sort of thing. It has to be even higher than that. So back a couple bars. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope you enjoy my vibe. Okay, take it to the bass, take it to the bass, take it to the bass, yo. Oh, that's nice, nice and high. I picked the wrong thing. Might be the right thing though. Okay, let's play some high suspense notes here. This has got to be way more subtle than this. We'll make sure it is, but for now, we're just going to be doing the high heel. Okay, let's just get a nice high D in there. There it is. Okay, one. It'll be really soft though. When you want to soften something up, you grab your utility and you stick it on the end of your chain and you make sure that it is giving you editability. So I'm going to take this intro section over here and take the gain down there. So I notice we've got a lot of noise coming out of the strings, and that's because of this echo device. I'm just going to switch over the character and just drop the noise a little bit there by 50%, yeah. Because it still sounds a bit clean, but there we go, cool. Start again. We can bring this in, we can actually fade this up. Okay, let's exit automation mode. Fine, start it lower. Good, now we've got a combination of a low bass note and a string, which is a good starting point. Problem is the bass note is giving me some issues on the cutoff here. Not working. What is this supposed to control? It's supposed to control a frequency that is off. So we're now going to map this frequency to that. Sorry, you can't see, but there we go. Cool. So we've got... Oh, what's all this cock? Oh, right, cool. Oh yeah, that's the control for that. Cool. Now, do we have the cutoff of the bass? I think we do. No, we don't. We've got the cutoff of... Yes, we do. There it is. 55. Bottom right. There we go. Cool. Now this... this filter needs to be a bit more powerful. Unfortunately, it's not doing the work that I wanted it to. So we're going to have to grab a filter and doing this manually. So let's get an EQ8. Stick it on the end of this chain over here. Map it to the relevant... yeah, okay, cool. Stick one of these on there. Take a frequency knob there and map that to here. Cool. Now we should have the same functionality. You just wrote it off there. There we go. Just a low hum. I don't want much filter. Oh, some resonance. This can be a kind of an intro, just a sort of a slow pulse. And the feeling grows. And then the pad jumps in here. Okay, not bad. Just got to work on how to create, or how to make it less shocking, basically. So let's get over to the currently controlled parameter, which is this one here. Show automation in new lane, and there we go. Got control over that. We're going to start it there, and we're going to fade it up to max. Slowly over the course of the entire track, actually. So there we go. Now we need to bring in something, I don't know what, but something that gives the impression of a growing filthiness, I guess is the word. I want this to be a bit filthy. Don't you want it to be filthy? This can also work. Let's get one of those in there. Switch off automation mode. Write the entire MIDI clip, because I'm composing this one in arrangement mode, horizontal view, unlike a lot of the work I do, which I write it in session view and then I just bounce it out to arrangement view. But this one I want to be a bit more intentional about the story that's being told. Okay, utility comes in because I know I'm going to need a fade up. Take the gain, show the automation, and just get it starting low and going up in value. Okay. Fine. That's good, yeah. Well, yeah, let's get it to 0. So we'll start it at 0 there and then take it down 20-30 dB. Cool, there we go. Now this is the same sound as the texture that I created, I believe. No, it's the same as one of these. No, it's not. It's similar, but not the same. Okay. Good. All right, cats. Let's get on with it. What are we doing? We are creating a multi-channel. Now we want this to go I. Show the inputs. This should go to the group. Excuse me, group. Why isn't it showing the group? Did go to text. There we go. It's called text, not group. Okay, cool. That means we are going to be able to. Let's just bring that in. That's it, yeah. Alright, let's start it. There you go. Just a little bit of that nice low tension. This tense tension. Something's happening. Something's going to happen. We don't know what. It's going to happen. Something's happening. Still needs more in terms of atmospheric stuff. Let's bring the pad in, even though it's supposed to drop. Let's bring a single note on the pad in. I want this to sound good. I want everything I do to sound good. Okay, then the pad, as I remember, this particular one has a cutoff, yes, so we need this 51. This one here, yeah. There you go. So it's really not rocket science. All I'm doing is I'm writing a single note for 4 different patches which have been selected and increasing their either their volume or their cutoff slowly over this, whatever it is, 4-bar period. I think we're 131 BPM, so it's an 8-bar period. This section over here is what I'm talking about. I'm just giving this initial 8 bars a bit of a growth, trajectory, like a bit of a crescendo. So all I've got to do now is just write out the G, this one here. I actually want it to be an octave low, so that it complements the bass nicely, and then just write it out so that it's ready to drop by the time the rest of the stuff comes in. And then next thing we do is we head over to cutoff and show the automation, and then just build that up slowly to here. We can do the same thing as the previous tracks and give it a little bit of growth over the period of the entire track. So there we go. Cool. Boom. Alright, here we go. Let's give it a listen. Low and breathing, tension. Something's happening down in the down by the docks. That's a problem, that's a seam. I'll change that. Certainly some movement happening there. I'm just not sure if it's got the feeling, but that's cool. I mean, I like that general atmosphere. We've got, it's about 2 minutes. Not much more to be done on this. I do want to move on, so I think what I must do is just put a pin in this, come back to it like I do with all the tracks I write. I don't want to spend more than a day or two on each of these foundational tracks, because you tend to lose a lot of time when you go too deeply into one track in one session. It's better to iterate. It's better to go back to it over time, again and again, in different moods and spaces, times of day, whatever, and then you hear things in a different light, and you start to smooth out the edges, so to speak. You start to compensate for your own biases and emotions, and eventually the impact that it has on you is exactly, it's like a unified. It's like you've run your emotions through a compressor. It keeps the baseline high and the peaks low. It's just like, yes, this is the feeling. So you run your emotions through a compressor. That's my advice for you for today. If you're here for advice, that's what you get. Now, next thing is, check this out. I'm going to go to File and save the live set as number 9. This is very exciting. We're getting closer and closer to number 10. I cannot control my excitement. After 10 tracks, I'm going to go back to 1 and start to reiterate, basically, go over the original ones. And then I package them up into self-contained templates, make them nicely labeled, make them look nice, and I distribute them via my Patreon, or and the tracks go into YouTube, but the actual packs are downloadable via Gumroad and Patreon, and I might actually include them on Ko-Fi too. Let's see. Do you guys use Ko-Fi? Is it any good with getting into, with investing time into? All right. Okay, kids, as you can see, we've got nothing going on here in session view, and we've got plenty to delete in arrangement view. This is track 9. Let's get into track 9. Who knows where we're going with it? Let's start by listening to the reference track, which is the Cyberpunk 2077 game soundtrack. Now, you can't hear it because I don't want to get flagged on YouTube for copyright. I should really be doing bounces of these tracks just so I can hear what I've done and what I haven't. Let's do a dubsteppy track, like a beatsy, glitchy track with some swing to it, some groove to it. Let's experiment with groove for this one. So how do we start out a beatsy track? What do you want to call it? A beats track. I'm going to just go with straight up drum kit. Oh no. Program crashed. Fortunately I saved. And we're going to reopen the program. And if you don't, I can't believe that this is actually a licensed copy of the software, but it is. It crashes all the time. And I don't want to upgrade just yet. Because 2 reasons. One is Live 12 is so new that I don't want to be a beta tester, even if it gets me street cred or firsties chops. And the other one is that if I release very new templates, then anyone who uses my templates has to also have the most recent copy. So I limit the number of people who can use the stuff that I release, because Ableton's not backwards compatible. So it's better for me right now to just stick with Ableton Live 11, even though it's a crappy copy. Or my Windows 11 doesn't play nicely with it or whatever. How's your weekend looking, dudes? What's cooking? I'm going to just bring this down because nobody needs to see my ceiling. Okay. Cool, let's crack it on. There we go. Alright, where were we? We were looking for a place to drop this kit. Everybody happy? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Please don't crash. You can do it, Ableton. Come on. Woo! Yeah, you moved the channel from one side of the screen to the other. Well done. Okay, let's get some beats in here. Okay, we're going to do this straight, and then we're going to apply grooves to see what we can come up with. So, let's try and record it just using them. Let's record it manually and see how that goes. Okay, record arm here. No, we have to take it down in tempo. Let's call it 101. No, still too fast. 91, 92. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to do it straight, and then I'm going to compensate. 2, 3, 4. That's it, 1 bar is enough. We'll just cut that off there and crop the clip. And I've lost the initial kick, but that's fine. Just move that over. Alright, now quantize everything 100% to a 16th and make sure that it's nice and tight. Cool, that sounds like some old breakbeats. Now I hate that clap. Let's take the clap off. Okay, still not ideal, but we're just formulating the beats in the meantime. Let's just try and find a nice clap. So I've got this device over here, call it Large Trap. It's a series of, there are about 80 or 90 of each of these samples, so 80 or 90, 808s, kicks, snares, whatever. Then I go over to clap and I can just cycle through. It's quite a cool way to find the right sample. We need like a glitch hop snare. Actually, we're looking in the wrong place. What we need is a snare, not a clap. So, or both, like a layer. So let's start with the snare. Okay, that's cool, but it's a bit too like hip-hop down tempo. That's more close to what we want. And also, why is there echo on the freaking kick? Nah, this kick is going on too long. We need a tight kick. Tight. Alright, let's find the kick. Find the problem. There it is. Okay, we might need it later for that. So for now, let's just get the controls out and change the amplitude envelope. There's still some reverb on here. I don't like it. Check the sends chain. Nothing in there. It's this effects. Okay, good. There it is. Cool. Reverb. I'm just going to delete that. We don't actually need that. Cool. Taking that, even though it's such a small amount, I'm going to edit macro map. There we go. Cool. Oh, so the kick is probably wrong. Anyway, we're going to find the right samples. Don't worry about it, guys. Okay. Not the right beat. There's way too many kicks basically. Let's try it again. Let's get it going. This is like basic beat making, beginner beat making. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, we've got 2 loops or 2 sequences of the same there. Crop, clap, quantize everything to 16 and insert the last kick. Cool. This is quite a cool beat, I like this. It's very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drops out beats all the time. And there. Cool. And then this last one. Cool, we're going to leave that last one wide open for some action somewhere else. Okay. We've now got the core beat. Let's get the right samples. So this is track 9 of 10. I'm going to be releasing this all. I mean, this one's nowhere near done, but it will be. And then I'm going to release it alongside as the template, so you can edit it if you want. You can change the samples out if you need. We need first thing we need is this is not changing, the kit's not changing because I'm editing snare 2 instead of snare 1. So let's change it back. It's closer. Let's try again. It's got a hip hop sound to it. No. I like that metal snare. Let's go with that. And I'm going to actually lay that snare up. So now that I've selected that one, yeah, let's get that. Cool. Let's find the snare and layer it up. Cool. Right, there it is. Now it's a matter of finding the correct other snare. It's a very specific sound I'm going for. It's kind of glitch hop. Shouldn't be hard to find. These ones are pretty simple. I don't want snares. It's not an 808 or 909. It's later than that. That's kind of the territory. You can't hear this stuff, but as I'm scrolling through this library, unfortunately you can't hear that, but I'll be right back. In fact, I'm just going to let the beat run while I'm doing that, so you can hear something. I need a big fat, like that kind of like noisy snare that you might hear in like glitch hop or something. I'll hear it now and I'll be like, that's it. These are all acoustic snares. So I've left a nice big gap at the end of the passage there to give you like just later on. I'm thinking ahead. I'm going to give that last like bar of the 16, just give it some action somewhere else. So like, take the beat out of it for that, and then create suspense and drop back in. Okay. All right, we'll find it in a second, kids. Don't you worry about it. It's best to do this kind of patch browsing with your eyes closed, because then you get like more certain about what it is you're looking for. And I'm certainly gonna have to layer the snare too, which is why you can already hear that metal snare that's playing in the background. That's going to be the bottom layer. Looking for something specific. These are all the acoustic snares, don't need those. Coming up. No, don't need the vinyl snares. These are all old school hip hop vibes. Cool, so it's not there. I'm gonna have to find it somewhere else. Let's start with wonderful electro breaks. That's promising. Okay, good. I'm feeling that. Let's come back to it. Okay, disco house. No. Also, they sound a bit dated, those ones, which is fine if you want to make like music from the 70s. Real world drums. No, that's not what I'm after. After assorted hits. No, come on, we got this. No, those are all the actual acoustics. We don't want that. Okay, cool. Let's get out of wonderful. Tech house might, maybe visions. These are all midis. No, vengeance might be the way. Even though I try and avoid the vengeance samples. That might be it. Gotta use that one. Snares are, they've got to be right. Like, almost there, almost there. I think this is it. Yeah, snare 32. Let's go for it. Okay, so now I've got to group this up, and let's just group that up. I want that to be a multi. So now I can insert the snare directly into the snare rack, and let's give it a listen. There we go. That's exactly the sound that I was looking for. Fantastic. Okay, good. And I'm going to just shorten it a little bit. So that's it. Good. Good. Now we've got a sort of a bass, a beat at least. Next step is going to be like coming up with some kind of like some kind of like dubstep influence thing. Let's get rid of these returns. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them. Get out of my face. I don't want to see them. Okay. This is a nice kick, but I don't think it should be alone. I think we need a second one. Let's get over to here. Let's add that as a second one. So every time we see the first kick now, we also need to include the second one. That's good. Good. Now the clap seems to be a little bit on the short side, so we're going to take these kicks down in volume. Let's take them down to -15. Good. Get over to this kick over here, take it down. Still boosting it. Okay. Good, we've got a rough idea for a beat here. Now it just needs to come up in volume, leave a bit of headroom there. Make sure that we've got things strategically set up. Okay. This one here is an instrument rack. And then this could actually just come out a little bit more in terms of volume. Fine tuning the beat here. There we go. Okay. Good, make sure to save this. This is track 9. Now we've got to get the all-important bass line in place. Now the bass line, I'm going to start by just searching for dubstep and seeing if we've got anything there. There's also a, let me check this out right now actually. I found a patch, a collection of free downloads online, and it's called Antidote Big Bass Dubstep Fat Racks. So let's try those out. I'm going to stick them into the, not my stuff, but the samples folder, which might have just expired. Where is it gone? There it is. It's not actually samples, it's devices, but let's actually just create a new folder in here called devices and racks. Cool, that's going to be up one level above my sounds, so it can be in there. And I actually just want it to be a little bit near the top too, so let's get it. Cool. I'm just doing a bit of maintenance here. Devices and racks. This is stuff that like maybe I downloaded online or whatever. Haven't tried these out. Let's give them a bash. Let's see if there's anything in it. So this is the first for me. This is an unboxing. I don't usually do a lot of this downloading of other people's stuff, but I'm getting into it and it's pretty cool. Let's see what it sounds like when we stick Fat Rack in a new, a new rack. We don't need an audio track, we need a MIDI track. Cool, there it is. Cool, what is Fat Rack? Let's take a look. Load it up, baby. Okay. Alright, so it's an audio effects rack. It's just reverb and gain. What else have we got in here? Reverb, compressor, OTT, low, mid and high, audio filter, auto filter, OTT. Okay, so it's not actually nothing really special here, I'm afraid. Thanks anyway, Antidote Audio. Just literally a gain knob, chain, verb, erosion, overdrive, bass, punch, saturator, limiter. None of these are effects. I mean, these are all effects. They're not actually, you can't play anything on them. Maybe I should try them on an actual device. So let's go to, I'm going to search for dubstep. I'm sure there's something in the Ableton library. What I want is a device. No devices with the word dubstep, with the label dubstep. That seems like a little bit of an oversight, right? Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but maybe one or two dubstep related devices, like a Zebra synth or a Serum synth wouldn't be a bad idea in the Ableton native library, default library at least. That's the sound I was going for. I remember I used polyplex for this, so you can't hear that. Where are we? Hardcore orchestral dubstep. Loop. Okay. Gonna wrap this up soon, but okay, we're gonna make something cool there, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be great. Cool. So maybe not dubstep then, but let's try. See if there's any glitch hip hop stuff. I've created a lot of stuff over the years that I never really revisited. That's the problem. Just kind of endlessly creating stuff, not using it again and again. That's an interesting sound. Okay, so what I'm looking for is the bass sound for this track, and it's gonna have to have a dubstep influence. Now I don't actually know how to make dubstep bass. I'm sure there are a million tutorials on it, but I'm gonna dive in by just selecting from, I think operator is the best. It's the closest to maybe wavetable. Let's try it. And I've been through the wavetable basses. There's nothing really there. It's gonna be the closest to the Skrillex sound. That, yeah, see that kind of thing, that wom 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 wom. Let's try with that. I'm just going to throw that right in there. And what I need to do is, yeah, let's actually just, yeah, create a new one. Okay, let's do this, kids. There's not much music happening here. It's just a lot of file browsing. Kind of a boring one for Friday here. Cool. Now how about we enable that sustain? It's nice and aggressive, that I like. Okay, the filter has got its, yeah, filters where the action is happening. Okay, that's good. Wobbly is also a good idea. Let's try that. Okay, let's get on it, kids. Now we can make this more aggressive. See, this is something we haven't done yet. We haven't done the let's think, yeah. That's what we need. Okay, good. So we get one of these. Let's just delete all these, not useful, and take this to the wobbly bass. Okay. There we go. So we're talking about glitch hop territory here. A bit loud, of course. It's just guns blazing completely 100%. Let's take it down to -18. Good, and it's also going through the wrong chain. We need to reroute this to the pre-master. Okay, and I'm going to call this bass. Let's see if we can get away with making a bass out of it. It's been fun. I've done, like, it's been another hour today, but it's almost time to go. I'm going to be back on Monday. I look forward to it. And as I mentioned, this stream is about creating music like everybody else, but I'm releasing these packs, these template packs, which are self-contained Ableton files. You can download them. That's my kind of selling point. It's maybe for educational purposes, if you want to get into producing some of the stuff, reproducing, remixing, learning, whatever. So that's of value to you. Then join, sub the channel, and you can also join as a patron, free or paid. Either way, you'll get an email when I release something new. Check out what's on offer. There's a link in the description to the free stuff. I'm going to be giving away a lot of stuff, just while I build a name and build the channel. Subscribers are slowly growing, which is encouraging. And now I've got to just kind of give it some horns. Cool, so I'm out of here for now, but this is just too much fun. As I leave, the fun begins. I've got this knob over here, which is synced to the bass LFO. Let's just change the LFO type to something else, see how it sounds. Okay, good, let's try it with a little bit less. it's got to be 100%. This is all or nothing. Nah, the only one that works is sine or triangle, I think. Let's try up the frequency and the res. Nah, it doesn't work at all. It's this weird filter they've got on. And there's too much of a return there. All of these need to be just sucked in a little bit. We don't actually want a lot of release value on these. So we bring it down, and I like to see all 4 of these oscillators being used. That's cool. Let's turn the filter back down. The res is a bit high now, but we're just fine-tuning a nice bass sound. Okay, let's just do a 1/4 chord progression, so C to F. Here we go. I'm going to start it up in a minute. 3, 4. 2. missed the cue. 1, 2, 3, 4. What the fuck is going on? I hit the reference track by mistake. Okay, let's just take that out of the way, and here we go. 1. So that's playing now. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and record. I'm going to got the order wrong. Okay, let's take it from there. Let's take it from here at least. 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. This is a 7-bar loop. That's what the problem is. Okay, cool. So we're going to do something funny in the end there, and let's take it from the last 4 bars in. 2 bars. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, jeez, man, can't get this right. There we go. Cool. Cool. Let's try it again, and from there, but starting at the end. Or click on, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. Cool, that's a 16-bar sequence, that's fine by me. Also managed to cut this off too early, so we need that to be there. And basically what we need is the first half of this to be repeated in the second half, but without the final 4 bars. There we go. So that should do it. And we're going to actually go really ballsy and just say the last 2 entire bars. 3. Cool, there we go. So now this is how it currently sounds, and we'll have it better. We'll have it sounding better by next week, don't worry. The main thing is the beat. Just getting the beat to sound nice, you know. And I'm going to just quantize all of this. It's sort of a bass. Now it's sounding a little bit better. I haven't listened much to the style of music I'm trying to imitate here, so I'm gonna have to just give that a bit of a listen over the weekend. And some of this stuff doesn't sound very good at all. That low pitch there, the coarse oscillator is on number 4. Let's try it again. See, this one over here is like level 7, we don't need that. Cool. Okay, I'm going over time now, but anyway. It's going in the right direction, that's the main thing. Glitch hop is the vibe. Let's just screw around with the piano in the background. Thanks for joining if you did. Thumbs up. Fun. I kill this thing so you can't see what I'm doing there. Yeah. You wanted like a dated vintage sound, switch to piano. I know what's going on here. We need to actually change the groove on this bass. But like I said, out of time. Peace out, homies. See you guys on Monday. Thanks for stopping by. Adios.